Hey, hi, hello. Wait, now we're ready. Hello, it's me, Equinox Eterna, asleep as always. Hello, hi. I have to do these stages for the Arnights event, but I don't want to mald and on stream, so I'm just probably gonna do. Wait, at least that hard. This event is not. It doesn't have unjust enemies, so it's more like a where to position. And now with Silver Alter, it's a little bit more fun to do that. Yeah, we are not here for that. We are here for Exilium, for Helen. Yep. Well, not only Helen. This pink-haired hottie over there also has an space in this event. At least this half of the event, because the other half is gonna be more on the Ulrich and Faetusa side. However, for now, it's time to jump into the glory. That's a lot of stages. 12 fighting stages, and we're only in the 5th. Oh, jump. Everything sounds alright. This is streaming correctly. So let's start. Late at night, at Manji's Heritage Commission items warehouse, the unpleasant smell of machine oil and rusted metal saturates the air. Nikita digs through a pile of decommissioned doll frames, guided by a faint tracking signal. Although the Elmo did report a successful infiltration, Nikita can't help but worry about the dolls. The quiet pile of doll frames in front of her resembles a mass grave, containing nothing but decommissioned frames. Just as she begins to suspect a fruitless search that compels her to return, a faint clatter of a falling component rings from a corner of the warehouse. Yay! Nikita is having a little bit of camera action, so yay! It's always good. I'm not that much of a fan of her gameplay. It's good, but it's in the middle zone for me. Not something that interests me in particular. But the design is what I sell first, and the personality of the doll of Nikita, and the event were such hikes in the draft that was the first half of Exilium before the Oblivion and such. So it's always a pleasure to see Nikita having a little bit of the spotlight. Camera time. Nikita instantly goes on high alert. She quickly points her weapon in the direction of the sound's origin. A doll carefully emerges from behind the pile of doll frames that hit her, illuminated by dim lighting. A huge gash is present on her waist. Her limb seems to have sustained varying degrees of damage. Nikita confronts the doll with her gun. A moment passes before the doll puts away her wide expression, seemingly having recognized something. I'm a companion of Dushevnaya. Are you the other doll that boss sent? The air of tension finally eases after the two dolls confirm each other's identities and IDs. Nikita looks at Basil the battered frame and frowns. I rushed over here to find you guys the moment boss notified me. According to boss' description, the infiltration was successful for both of you. Why have you ended up in this warehouse alone? Where is Dushev? Dorkshevnaya. Maybe the love escapes Basilda sleeps as she recalls what happened. When we arrived at Mangi Security, the leader took Dorkshevnaya away after receiving some sort of order. I asked to go with Dorkshevnaya, but the retrieval squad ignored me completely. Then they shot me and threw me here. They were realizing that a civilian doll like me only had a place in a warehouse with junk. Well, at least this helped us act with more freedom. Your friend has sustained considerable damage from your successful infiltration into Mangi Security. We better get your frame repaired before we proceed. Matilde gives her neck a good stretch. She shows Nikita the tools she has on hand. Parts and components are plenty here. I completed the critical repairs on myself already. Basilda's voice sounds hoarse and distorted due to her damaged vocalization module. She notices Nikita with an expression and shakes her head. Don't worry, my mobility isn't affected. This frame never had much compatibility to begin with, but I can keep all the necessary functions maintained. I've been prepared to lose these frames ever since I arrived in this place. Should something unexpected happen, feel free to discard this frame. Facing Batilda's common expression, Nikita does not speak further on the matter. Instead, she changes the topic to their mission. Did you see where they took Dorkshevnaya? You have to do a softer voice for Nikita. Batilda shakes her head, her voice brimming with helplessness. Her communications got off once she got taken away. I couldn't track her down. Right now, I'm worried that she'll get her needle cloud wiped clean before she can even find DP12. It won't happen this early. If Mangi Security retrieves her frame for the conglomerate, then KSBK needle cloud might actually contain something of interest on them. As long as we find her before the conglomerate top brass does, it will be fine. Then, do you know how to find her? Dorkshevnaya was retrieved as DB12, so we'll know who's looking for her if we follow the lead. Let's start by thinking about the matter of DB12 and KSBK 7 identification codes. If that's been confirmed, then the real DB12 has probably already been put into active service. Because KSBK's identification code within the archives has been changed from the commission to officially inactive service. She's also currently under Lentin's ownership. So we'll get to check on Dorkshevnaya if we manage to contact Lentin. I'm against rushing to make contact with her before we can confirm their situation. I understand your concerns, but I want to confirm Dorkshevnaya's safety ASAP, no matter what. I've encountered many decommissioned dolls through the Yellow Zone. I don't think Dorkshevnaya retrieval bodes well for her at all. Alright, I'll try to get into the database again. However, Mangi Security does infosec really well. My clearance is limited, so higher level info can only be obtained through decrypting the permissions required. Is it risky? The risks are manageable. Besides, Boss has arranged for Leva to provide us remote electronic warfare support. Leva time! Yee! Nikita connects to Mangi Security database once again, skillfully hacking into and bypassing the defense systems. She quickly makes a discovery while browsing through the archives. KSBK's retrieval was a task commissioned by Plaza Incorporated. But the workflow for this mission was very simple and involved few people. It feels like they didn't want too many to know about this at all. We have a reason to suspect that it might be a fake mission. The Elmo received that call of no origin pretty close to the time the mission got sent out. Does that mean the original DB12 issued this mission disguising herself as the conglomerate? Is she trying to find
彼女
Dorkshevnaya?
はドゥシェブヌイさんを探しているのですか？
Hmm?
可能性は低いと思います。
Not very likely. From what I know, the virtual owner is Lentin, who is known to be rather sharp and capable. She's not some old talk, no white paper tiger.
彼女の率いる
Although I have never been directly
名
under
の
her
知れた
command,
実戦部隊で
the squad that she
彼女にとって
leads,
人間は
Omen,
道具
has
に過ぎ
always
ません。
been renowned.
そんな人が
To
大
her,
抵
dolls
テ
are
レビ
simply tools,
その
a
ような
means
こ
to
と
an
を
end.
させるとは思
It's
いませ
unlikely
ん。
that she will let the original individual try such a thing.
だったら誰かが DP12 の生存を知って
Then,
本物の
is someone who knows
DP12 を
of DB12
探している
survival trying to
と
find
い
the
うこと
original
ですか？
DB12?
目的は
Perhaps the enemy has been targeting the original DB12 all along.
そう推測するのが
That
妥
isn't
当
it
でしょう。
possible.
しかし
Thing is, DB12 has been missing for a long time now. In addition, her fate has already been recorded in the archives. So if someone is seeking her after all that,
それでも彼女
they
を
must
探
be
そう
deeply
としてい
connected
る
to
という
DB12.
ことは
When Nikita tries to make a further attempt at decrypting the mission's client info, the terminal screen suddenly turns red. Error alerts popping without end. The level 2 of both dolls get instantly invaded through the connecting interface.
火をつけて見つかったようです。
Careful, we have been discovered. The endless malicious code segments weave into a gigantic net, completely looking down the Okay. There's a spider here. Not much here.
失望はさせません。
Okay, I can prove. Oh, there's one here. Still not much of a problem, right?
ご命令を。
Ooh.
私がやる。
But I can do Herald in turn 1. Right? Hmm.
脅威を排除する。任務了解。リミッター解除。最大火力。
Now we kill this delegate.
未来は定まった。総員注意。
Oh, there's more enemy units. Fuck. Fuck. Well, let's clean this.
弱点を狙って。了解です。
And jump here.
お静かに。了解です。制圧します。 制圧します。
Oh. Hello. Hello, ma'am. Oh, hey.
お任せください。
Can she? Yep, yes, she can jump.
お静かに。了解です。
So the only doll that has movement like that and can't go on the can't fly away is well, no, not can fly. The what's the word that I'm searching for? Well, jump, change levels,
期待はするなよ。
altitude levels. The only one who can't do that is Leva. Lena, I mean, UMP9. Well, what do you mean 12 out of 30? Oh, there's one. There's still one. Fuck.
行動開始。時間に注意。あなたの罪を数えなさい。ここは通しませんよ。私がついています。
Come on.
私がやる。
Could have saved one turn.
撃て。期 待はするなよ。
Just as Nikita and Basil are about to be consumed by the malicious data, another data stream, obviously different from everything else, appears within level 2. It does not fight against the data woven net. Instead, it aims for the interface that connects the attackers to the database, severing the link between them. The alarm stops immediately. Nikita and Basil receive a notification soon after, informing them about the location in great detail.
どうにか助かったようですね。
We managed to fend off the attack
さっ
thanks
き
to
言
the
ったリバが
reinforcements.
助けてくれたのですか？
Was it Leva, whom the commander mentioned before?
いえ、彼女ではなさ
It
そう
didn't feel it didn't feel like Leva's it didn't feel like Leva's handiwork. Leva's handiwork.
データ攻撃から
Not only
助け
did
てくれただけ
they
で
help us fight off the
ドシェブナに
external
いつ
intel
まで
attack,
教えてくれまし
they
た。
also revealed Dushevnaya's current location to us.
敵か味方か
Can't be sure whether they are an enemy or an ally, but
手がかりが欲しければ
we have to go there if we want to find more clues about Dushevnaya. Inside a standard mag security workshop, while Basil and Nikita converse, Cocoon watches the defeated attacking data commands on a screen with a slight frown. Cocoon already knew that someone would try to investigate the additional mission that she issued and try to pinpoint her identity using data. What she didn't expect is for a third party to intervene in electronic warfare. A rather skilled old hand at that.
この手口、今までのどの敵とも違う。
That technique differs from most other enemies I have encountered in the past. Cocoon talks to herself, somewhat confused.
まさか、
Was it the doll that just arrived?
いや、
But
回収されたば
is
かり
it really
でこ
possible
こ
for
ま
a
で
doll
でき
to
る
reach
の？
this level so soon after retrieval? After retrieval? She recalls the clean, efficient offensive technique that felt faintly familiar to her. A flicker of disgust crossed her eyes.
私の癖を見抜いた上で似たような方法で反撃を加え
Deconstructing my offensive tactics, then counterattacking using my own methods. How irritating. Cocoon connects to Magi Security's internal network once again. She changes her target, easily bypassing every clearance lock.
でもここまでよ。
This all ends now.
あなたはもう
A bug that flies
雲
into a
の
net
糸に
won't leave
絡
too
まれてい
quickly,
るんだ
no?
から。
Cocoon sets an alerting trap within the Magi Security's database. She has developed an indescribable sense of anticipation for this unknown opponent. Helen leads the squad to lock down Lonnie's location shortly after the attack on Magi Security's database. His office door is brutally slammed open. Lentin's figure appears in the doorway. Behind her are members of Omen, the squad that she directly commands. Without a word, the squad members silently fan out from either side of Lentin, effortlessly blocking all exits. Their icy gazes lock onto each and every non-Omen individual within the office. What are you doing in my office with a bunch of people? Lonnie questioned Lentin, clearly irritated.
うちは訳ありの人間が多いからな。
We have a diverse mix of personalities with us at Mangi Security. It's hardly surprising that we find rats every now and then. Lentin walks up to Lonnie and tosses a data tablet onto the table.
数分前、
Your account illegally accessed the database just a few minutes ago. The people were there to catch it immediately.
当然。それを
Naturally, I had to
報告
report all this up the
した
chain
お前
of
の身柄を
command for the sake
確保
of
するよう
safety.
命令が出
I
た。
came here to impose a lockdown order for the same reason. You are telling me that I illegally accessed the database? Lonely bulges his eyes wide, as if he just heard something ridiculous. Huh? Why would I need to access it illegally with my level of clearance?
私は事実を
I'm
述べ
just
ただけ
stating the facts.
侵入者は
My
私の
security
データを
database suffered an attack some minutes ago. The enemy tried to look through the data on me, then tried to tamper with some of intel.
痕跡をたど
The
った
evidence left behind is clearance
それ
permission
がお
from
前
your
のアカウントに
account.
よるものだと判明した。
I didn't even open our data system within the time frame you described.
私に言っ
There's
て
no
も
use
仕方
saying
ない
all that to me.
取り調べを
You
受
will
け
have to undergo a round of investigations for the sake of information security. Still, like you said, nothing to worry about if you're not guilty, right?
お前も
After
自分の
all,
アカウントで
I'm pretty sure you
好き
won't
なやつが
want
いたら許せない
someone doing whatever they want in the company through your clearance.
連れて行け
Take him for questioning. Lonnie's protest appears futile under the silent repressive pressure of Omen Squad. He is eventually escorted away by two Omen members on each side of him. Use you wait. After watching Lonnie get taken away, Lentin Lentin makes her way to a well-hidden room where the B12 awaits her.
情報助かったで
Thanks for the intel just now, but who is the real intruder?
おそらくトラ奏者のものです
The intruder was likely someone from Class Incorporated.
第三世代人形のコクーン
Cocoon?
だがトラ
That's
奏者
her
は
agent
情報
though.
エージェントとして
Her current identity is that of an intel agent working for Class was a liaison to my security.
お前と KSBK
It'll be quite disadvantageous for me if she discovers the matter of you swapping identification codes with KSBK.
今さら上層部が
So many years have passed since
注
then.
目するとは
I don't
思
think
いません
KSBK will attract any attention from the top brass.
回収対象が DP
Besides,
トレードであった以上
I edited her
彼らが
identification
本
code
来狙ってい
already.
るのは
Class commission loan to retrieve DB12, so the real target will be me, by right.
いや断定
We
す
still
るの
don't
は
know what the real goal is, but I didn't stop Cocoon from wiping that doll's nether cloud, just temporarily.
ありがとうございます
Thank you for your help.
あくまで一時的
Don't let
に
down your guard just because of that. It's only temporary.
ロレンが調
The
査員を
agency has already
発見した
dispatched their investigation officers. We don't have much time to waste.
私の方も
The higher-ups pressed me to take care of those coordinates
これから何度も催促されている
several times.
このタイミングで
They press me so frequently. At this point in time,
ろくな仕事
when
じゃ
I
ない
need you
の
will
か
realize that I have some terrible words lined up. Lantin lets out a bitter chuckle.
もしかしたら相当大
Maybe it will end up like what happened in that cleanup mission from before. The one where we entered a Paradise base and crawled out with huge losses.
パラデウスが絡んでいると思っているのですか
Are you worried that this mission will be about Paradise again?
いや
I
ただ
hope
最
not.
悪の場合を想
I'm
定
just
している
considering the worst case scenario.
カラミティはそういう仕
After
事を
all, in the eyes of those higher ups, Omen exists for the very purpose of taking on such missions.
カラミテ
Omen.
ィ不名誉な名前で
It's
す
not a name of glory, but rather an unfortunate level that your colleagues have given you.
それにどれだけ汚
You
れ仕事
discuss
を
my
こ
take on
な
an
しても
endless number of dirty jobs, yet remain prone to a future of being regarded as disposable pawns at any moment.
私はお前が思っているほど悲観してい
I'm
る
not as self-loyed
そんな
as you
未
think.
来は私が
I
許
will
せ
not face that kind of future, and I will never let it happen to me.
相手の弱みを
Only by grasping enough leverage can we earn our bargaining chips. You and I both know the importance of intel.
この仕事がパラデウスと関係
Does this mission really involve
どんな情
Paradise?
報を利用できる
What are some pieces of important level intel that we can leverage? I believe that you can find me some solid answer to that.
ええ KSVK 長
Of
がかば
course.
ってくれたの
I
です
shall
から
perform further investigation to pay you back for protecting KSBK.
こういう面倒事は早く片付ける
Best to get such troublesome things out of the way early. I don't want to end up like the commander after all. Then Tin changes the subject, placing her voice with a hint of mockery.
10年で随分と落ちぶれたものだ
That man has gotten worse and worse over the course of a decade.
リビウで爆発
Who
事
would
件
have expected that he'd blow up little
ホ
beef?
ワイトエリアだぞ
That's a white
ロ
son.
レンが見
The
ている
agency won't let this go easily.
あなたも指揮官がそんなことするはずがないと分かっているはずです
You and I both know that the commander will never do such a thing.
状況証拠的に濡れ衣を着せるには最適だ
Available evidence suggests that he is most suited to be the conglomerate's scapegoat. The B12's smile remains unchanged, but her gaze turns easy.
今
I
に
see.
なってそのことを強調して
Are you trying to threaten me
脅すつもりですか
by emphasizing all that?
英雄の末路
I'm
を
simply
憐れ
pitying
ん
the
でいる
hero whose curtain call draws near.
ああいう手合い
For
は
none like
戦士
him,
として
dying in combat will be the best outcome.
お偉いさんのおも
A
ちゃ
far better fate than becoming a chess piece to be toyed with by those in power.
そういうあなたはどうですかカラミティ隊もただのコマです
What's the difference between you and the commander then? Omen Squad is also a chess piece of Mango Security's top brass.
同列に語
Do
る
not compare me with that person.
私には打
I
開
already know what I have to do.
あとは道具さ
I'm just lacking some effective tools.
道具ですか
Tools?
私もあなたにと
I'm
っては
probably
道具なのでしょうね
One of your tools, aren't I?
利害の一致による協力は一番
A
信用でき
partnership
る
based on
関係性
mutual benefit is the most stable kind. I believe we don't think of each other as companions.
とはいえお前
In
が
other words, I constantly have to be on guard against your possible betrayal.
侵害ですね
How cold?
KSVK ちゃんと
Here I
共同
thought
店の件で
that after KSBK and the Lullaby project, we'd at least consider each other accomplices. I never believed in loyalty, not even in Syrian dolls. The last time Blue Sphere, a Syrian doll, served as a commander, her squad casualty rate was 100%. Dolls are just tools. To a tool, the only thing that matters is the task. Tools have no companions. As expected, you are indeed deeply wary of dolls. Quite unlike the commander. But it's okay to trust us a little since you do want to work with us, you know? There's no need to try to cozy up to me. I know very well that to protect KSBK, I must acquire sufficient power. And right now, you're the only individual who I can trust in my security. If I didn't have your help back then, I would have never been able to save KSBK in time, much less help her escape my security. I thought you did not wake me up as per our arrangement. I do not harbor any resentment against you. How boring. I'm no coward. If they want to send me to my death, they better be prepared to go down with me. Once Class is in dire straits, they won't have the strength to push blame for their mistakes onto others. You need not worry. I'll fabricate data and steer their speculation. I shall help you craft a perfect story and fit it to the UNC's investigators. Perhaps you might be inclined to show some generosity in return for this. KSBK has been retrieved. They want to wipe out her Nether Cloud in order to end the trouble that started all those years ago. I helped you block the wife, but you better not get your hopes up that much. I understand. I will start by going to the location you gave me. I'll try my best to save her, wipe it or not. We would know that KSBK's backup is still in your hands. I will do my best to cooperate with you for the sake of that child. Watch out for that agent doll named Cocoon. Latino first had a final reminder. She's here for you. Of course. Thank you for being so thoughtful. Dorkshevnaya pose. Well, I guess that even if Leva is not important enough in the story this time, Dushev is. So that's why they released both the skin and the Leva Sultris Tempo skin. Give me a second. Okay, give me a second. I don't know if my brain is tired or something, but I'm having a little bit of a headache, so I'm going to go for some medicine and I'll come back. Sadly, I didn't found any pills, so right now I just took a little bit of chocolate to see if that can calm me. But yeah. Okay, let's continue. There we go. Still the negative footsteps echo through the corridor. The mysterious location info is akin to a bullet with no source. Who knows where it could lead them? Yet intervened to find Dushevnaya's whereabouts, but still Nikita chose to take the risk of following it, not knowing what kind of person had given them the coordinates. I'll go alone, and that will be enough. That way I won't endanger you if I'm found out. I know Magni Security is laid much better than you. Your chances of getting spotted will be minimized if you bring me. Thanks. Have you thought about what to do if we get spotted? This is about walking in darkness. One should count themselves lucky to have a companion. That's why I never fear getting exposed. That's not what I meant. But still, they are at a loss for words. Just to explain. If your cover gets compromised because of Dorkshevnaya and me, why not retreat with us? I'm not as good as you in combat, but I'm pretty durable. I'll help you fend off Magni Security. Besides, I already backed myself up before coming here, so if we run into danger, just fight to your best without worrying about me. Many thanks, but I'll try to avoid that kind of a scenario. Shigekan's dolls are the most loyal in the side of the what river? Don't know. Their conversation comes to an abrupt halt upon reaching their destination. The coordinates had pointed them to a spacious room. The room is filled with silence and stillness. Basilda and Nikita exchange a glance and separated in tacit agreement. They meticulously search every inch of the room, looking for any and all traces that might lead them to Dushevnaya. Nothing here. I'll try looking over there. Click. A faint metallic sound comes from outside the door, breaking the deadly silence within the room. With nerves taut, Basilda reacts instantly. She lowers her center of gravity, preparing to rush towards the door. A hand grabs her wrist before she can do anything. Nikita shakes her head, then directs her gaze towards a half-open metal cargo container that they had just searched. Rashly engaging the enemy will only ensure a swift end of their infiltration. Basilda understood what Nikita meant. She used the reason to suppress her desire to fight. The two dolls then swiftly slip into the cramped cargo container before quietly closing the door. Clack, clack, clack. The crisp sound of high heels grows louder as it draws near. Each and every step seems to fit precisely into some sort of rhythm, clear and solitary. Sounds like only one person is approaching. The gap in the door is letting in a sliver of light, but it's not wide enough to help see the face of the person who arrived. The footsteps pass them by at an unhurried pace. Matilda tenses her body again, ready to burst out of the container if the stranger makes a suspicious move. So this is the place. The unhurried yet clear footsteps suddenly come to an abrupt halt. Matilda peers through the gap. She can only see a blurry figure standing before a workbench not far away. A rather familiar looking doll frame lies on the workbench, seemingly sound asleep. Is that Dorkshevnaya? Was I too late? The woman gently caresses the frame's face. She speaks softly, her face treated with an almost imperceptible sigh. One must be careful. The enemy will arrive before salvation does. If your frame is dismantled and your nether cloud is wiped, Everything from the past will cease to exist upon your forgetting, even if you change your frame. Basilda clenches her fists inside the cramped container. She sees it. Dushevnaya's frame is right there, on the workbench. She wants to rush out to save her immediately, but Nikita pushes her down, slowly shaking her head. The visitor's footsteps come to a halt right next to Dushevnaya. Yet this silence feels far more terrifying than the continuous clacking of heels. The unknown threat hangs over them like an invisible formless net, trapping them firmly, boiling them in anxiety every passing second. Can't just sit by and watch the Dushevnaya get wiped. We must intervene despite the danger. The thought shoots through Batilda's neural cloud in an instant. She clenches her fists, about to push open the container door. Clack, clack, clack. The stalled footsteps suddenly resume, but this time they head straight for Batilda and Nikita's container.
昔、星が見えなくなった夜に、帰り道はどこって聞いてきたわね。
A long time ago, when clouds veiled the stars, you asked me if we'd never find our way home again. The woman's voice carries an upward inflection, as though she were recalling an interesting memory.
私は帰り道も星空もそこにある。
To that, I said, our way home will never be lost. Just as the stars may sometimes play hide and seek with us, sometimes we simply have to reach out and catch our way home. Her voice draws near. She's almost right outside the door. Once we catch it, why don't we try hiding the stars in a cargo container? We've been discovered. Hey, office. This is new, or I just don't remember. I found you, you little rats. Who? Are you going to come out, or will I have to drag you out? The one who strikes first has the upper hand. It can be helped. Prepare for battle. Hold off enemy attack. I have my own Nikita, and I have my own Basilde. Well, mine is.
良いのか？
パ。
未来は定まった。任務了解。
The brief clash ends with the blue-haired doll nimbly taking a few steps back, successfully dodging Nikita's and Batilda's attack. She stands under the light and offers them both a gentle smile. Perhaps we can put an end to this overly warm welcome. I believe that we aren't enemies. Lowering her head, the blue-haired doll looks at the face of the doll lying at the workbench, her expression one of tender affection. The calm and gentle demeanor makes Nikita come to a swift realization. Aren't you the real DP12? I'm glad you haven't forgotten me. VSK 94? Correct. I was DP12 during my time in Griffin. As one friend would say, this is a clash of epic proportions. But now you can call me by my real name, Helen. Helen. Long time no see. DP12? So you're the one that Dushevnaya is looking for? Eh? Dushevnaya? Did this child go back to that name? Helen smiles softens even more as she caresses Dusheevnaya's sleeping face. She fixes her gaze on Basilde, tilting her head in curiosity.
あなたはこの子の新しいお友達ですか
What's your name? Are you her new friend?
彼女はバチルだ。私たちの仲間
This
で
is
す。
Basilde, a fellow companion of
ル
ours.
シェーブヌイを
We came to
探
find
すために
Dushevnaya
ここ
and
に来
you.
ました。
Basilde shoots the sleeping doll a glance before nodding stiffly.
こんにちは
Hello.
ルシェーブヌイさんと
Dushevnaya and I are
人形
companions
コミュニ
from
テ
the
ィの
doll
仲間です
community.
彼女の様子は
How is Dushevnaya doing?
間に合いませんでした。すでにメンタルをリセットされています。
We are too late.
情報
Her
漏
neural
洩
cloud
を
has
防ぐた
already
め
been
でしょう。
wiped. Looks like Manga Security didn't want her to leak any info.
くそ、
What?
私のせいだ。
Damn it! This is all my fault.
私が戦術人形だったら
If I were a TDoll, then that Manga Security team might have taken me in, and Dushevnaya will never.
マグニセキュリティの方からヌイちゃんに接近したのですか？
Do you mean Manga Security reached out to Dushevnaya?
はい。
Yeah.
ルシェーブヌイ
When we
さ
met
んと
Dushevnaya in the Yellow Zones, she had already lost her
その
memory.
時から記憶
She
を
knew
失って
nothing
いま
about
し
her
た。
past.
ある日、
But when she
メ
tried
ンタ
to
ルを整理
process
して
her
る
neural
最中
cloud,
に
she suddenly remembered the name
DP12 という名前を思い出したのですしかし、
Then her location was sent to Monkey
彼
Security
女
through
の
a
画
bug
像
that
は
had
マ
neural
グニ
cloud.
セキュリティへ送信されました。そして彼
A
女が
voice
よ
that
く
she
知っている
described
声
as
は
familiar
マグニセキュ
soon
リティ
made
内
a
で
call
語
requesting
りか
that
け
she
てい
met
ま
her
す。
at Monkey Security.
おかしい。
Something's off about this. Helen furrows her brow slightly. At least they are communicating everything, and is not delving into misunderstanding or something like that. Jolly cooperation.
グリフィン再編の際、
When Griffin restructured
私と
back
ヌイちゃ
then,
んは
Dushevnaya and I were
一緒に
accepted into
マグ
Monkey
ニセキュリ
Security
ティに配属され、
together.
簡単な
We
護衛
spent our
任務を
time
担
carrying
当
out
していま
basic
した。
escort missions.
あの子は頑張り
The
すぎた
child
せい
worked
で
really hard, always trying her best to complete her missions perfectly.
財団から
And
廃棄
because of
命令
that,
が出ま
she
した。
happened to overhear intel she wasn't allowed to know. The conglomerate ordered her destruction.
私は識別コ
Back
ードを
then, I
改ざん
tampered
し
with
て
her identification
すで
code
に
in
廃
order
棄
to
され
save
て
her
い
from
る記録をでっち上げ
destruction.
ました。
They falsified records of
本
her
来なら
destruction.
マグニに追われ
Monkey
ることは
Security
ないは
shouldn't
ず
be
で
able
す。
to pursue her after that. By right.
あの声は一体誰なのでしょう。
Who could that familiar sounding
マ
voice
グニ
belong
にいて
to?
ヌイちゃんと縁のあ
I'm
る人物
Dushevnaya's
は
only old
私しか
friend within Monkey Security.
正直私たちにも分かりません。
We have no idea, Acer, to be
ですが
honest. But someone from Monkey Security did try to reach out.
だからあの子、
And because of
何
that,
が何でも真
she
実を
decided
確か
that
め
she
た
had
くて
to
こ
come
こ
back
に
for
来
the
たの。
truth, no matter what. Helen's eyelids lowered slightly, as though she let out a quiet sigh.
やっとここから出られたのに、また自分から戻って。
This child, after spending all this time separated from me, after finally getting away from danger, she throws herself right back into it.
私を探しに来ると、余計危険な目に
Her
遭って
attempts to
しまう
find me
の。
will only land us in ever worse trouble, in situations that are far harder to deal with.
狙われているのはあなたの方かもしれません。
Perhaps she came here because it was you that they are targeting, not her.
トラ奏者は
Someone
あ
from
なたの
Telasso
メ
seems
ン
to
タルを
want your
リセ
neural
ット
cloud
しようと
wiped.
しているようです。
That was why
ルシ
Dushevnaya
ェーブ
got
ヌイ
herself
が
taken
マ
back
グ
to
ニ
Monkey
セキュリティに連れ
Security.
戻されたのも、
ですが私は
But I have stayed clear of unclassified intel from Monkey Security at the conglomerate.
あなたのメンタルにあなたですら知らない何かがあるのかもしれま
Perhaps
せ
your
ん。
neural cloud carries something of worth that even you don't know about. Oh, right! In Nikita's event, when she was cooperating with the mom from Angie that lost her from Angie. I don't know. I don't remember if it was from Angie. If she was from Angie, but the mom who lost her daughter because of that Mangi asshole. She found in a laboratory that there were things about. I don't remember if it was her, BSK, but it was DP12 and OTS14. So she, Nikita, Helen, and Grossa. If I am correct, if I remembering correctly, if I don't, then I remember that it was at least Helen and Grossa. So probably Cocoon is like I already made that hypothesis before when this event was revealed in CN, but Nikita is probably the same as Dark Grossa, Black Grossa. No, not Nikita, Cocoon. So that means that if Nikita is also involved in that, then we can get a Nikita 2.0. 2.0. Damn. Damn. Perhaps your nether cloud carries something of worth that even you don't know about.
以前コロナホール計画の
I once saw your files in Project Coronal Hall.
マグニの
They
資
were
料を
written
集め
differently from your current
計
records
画
in
に
Mangi
参加して
Security.
いたあなたの姿
Right now, your appearance
今の
matches the
あなた
photo
と
from your
同じです
Project Coronal Hall participant files.
コロナホール計画とは
What's Project Coronal Hall?
私の権限では詳細を調べることができませんでした
My clearance isn't high enough to access the details of this project, so I can explain it to you in full.
ただ
But your name
あ
is
な
indeed
た
on
の
the
名前
project's
は
list.
確かに計画のリストにありました
わかりました私の方で調べてみます
I see. I'll try to get intel on that project in the future. If I am right, then we will see more about Coronal Hall in Sextans or Sopus event. Well, Sopus is the same as Dark Rosa, but you know what I mean.
私たちはどうすれば
Then what should we do now?
ドゥシェブヌイさんのメンタル
Can we still restore the Dorkshevnaya Solar Cloud? Basilde points anxiously at the frame out of the workbench, which appears to be sound asleep.
バックアップはあるはずですがそれ
Her
もマグニを
old,
抜け
her
出す前
old
のもの
backups
です
should still exist within Magi Security, but there have naturally been no backups since her departure.
ならエルモ号に連れ戻すしかないですね
Then we can only bring her frame back to the Elmo.
ここに来る前に
We backed up our
指揮官の
data
と
to
ころ
the
で
commander's
バックア
Elmo
ップを
before
取
we
りま
left.
した指揮官と
You too?
一緒なのですか
Met the commander? The word commander is like a pebble cast into a calm lake, sending ripples and waves across Helen's calm neural space. She had been searching for that name for far too long. She started using Lentine's clearance within Mangi Security the moment she started working with her, sifting through vast amounts of intelligence at the regular, yet she was never able to find any concrete information. But now, after years of searching, information about the person she had been seeking suddenly fell within reach. Gazing at the familiar doll standing before her, Helen's heart floods with an inundation of tangled feelings. The sheer volume of information leaves her momentarily speechless. Her thoughts are instantly overrun with questions and worries about that individual. What is the commander thinking about now? What is the commander's goal? An overwhelming number of questions start to surface from the depths of her neural cloud. Watching Helen sing in the dark, Nikita gestures towards her comms equipment.
ボス
Would you
指揮官
like
と
to
通
call
信
the
しました
boss?
いいんですか
Is that really okay?
でも
Would calling the commander right now cause him any problems? She's yearning. She has been yearning for 10 years.
指名手配中なのに連絡を取ったら
Bring up the what 10 years without Chicky Cog does to a doll. To a TDoll. The commander is wanted right now. If I reach out recklessly just like this, I'm afraid it will only bring the commander's trouble if the enemy discovers it. Helen suddenly becomes talkative. She keeps voicing her worries one after another, yet the light in her eyes only grows brighter.
足がつかない
We have set up a specially encrypted anonymous comms channel. All call data is destroyed immediately.
相手が電子
Should
戦
be
に
fine
特
to
化して
call
いなけれ
him
ば問題ないはずですが
as long as we aren't dealing with an exceptionally skilled intel expert, like the one we ran into before.
そういえば さっき私たちを助けてくれたのは
By the way,
あなたですか？
were you the one who helped us fight the enemy just now?
ええ。誰なのかは知りませんでしたが、
The enemy of my
敵
enemy
の
is,
敵なら
to
手を
me,
貸しても良い
someone
と
were
判
helping
断しました。
temporarily. I didn't know who you guys were at the time.
敵だった場合も
I
想
prepared
定し
for
て、
both
万
outcomes
が
when I
一の場合
sent you
にはあな
delegation.
たたちを消す準
If you
備を
guys
して
were
います。
enemies, I never let you leave, Mangi.
追跡から得
Based
た
on
情
the
報
tracking
だと、
data, our enemy is a
相手は
doll sent by
トラ
Flash
ソーの人
Incorporated. I believe
名
she's
前は
called
コクーンと
Cocoon.
言います。
敵の正体がわかれば、
As long as we can confirm their identity, we will at least not be caught off guard when we live with them.
では
Now,
Ghost
give me a moment to
通信をつなぎ
configure
ます。
my equipment. Then I connect you to us.
はい、
Ah,
お願いします。
I leave it to you then. While Nikita is working to set up the call, Helen simply stands still, lost in a daze. Her eyes lose focus, while her hands silently clench into fists. Only when Nikita gestures for her to speak with the commander does she return from the swirling whirlpool of her thoughts. After a long, hesitant pause, Helen finally pulls up the courage to put the call through.
お久しぶりです。
Have you been well, Commander? Helen's voice wavers. She fights to keep it even, yet a subtle tremor in her voice slips through, revealing the cracks made from the years of bored longing and a restless heart. Nikita filled me in on the situation. Yours and Dushevnaya's. Dushevnaya's and Batildas took great risk coming here, but finding you makes it all worthwhile. Oh, this smooth talker.
指揮官は今
Commander, what
どうされているのですか？
are you doing right now?
グリーンエリアとホワイトエリア
You're wanted within the
指
Greens
名手
and
配
White
されて
Zones
いま
now.
すよね。
The bounty on me is indeed quite troublesome. I won't be heading to any Green or White Zones in a while. The Yellow Zones are currently beyond the conglomerate switch, so I've been thinking about establishing a temporary base somewhere within one.
拠点
A
で
base?
すか？
The channel falls silent. Helen casts her gaze down to the cold metal floor, tracing its crisscrossing lines as if an answer can be found within them. After a long silence, she opens her mouth. This time, her voice is soft and quiet.
指揮官は
Have you found a place of belonging,
居場所
Commander? Neither to your sea nor what was once Griffin is where I belong. I did think about establishing my own base within the Yellow Zone, though I haven't been able to make it happen yet. Helen raises her head sharply, her eyes alight with a fierce urgency. The following sentence costs her nearly all her courage.
それでは私がいいえ、私も一緒に
Then, please,
あなたの居場所を
allow me to
作
be
ら
by
せて
your
くださ
side.
い。
No, please, let me build a place of belonging with you.
指揮官の帰りをただ
In
待
all
って
the
いた
years
ことを
I
ずっと
spent
後
waiting for
悔
you
し
to
ていま
return,
した。
I regretted it countless times. I regret I knew only how to wait, just like a tool.
だからぬいちゃんに
I lived on with
いつ
such
になっ
regrets
たら
over and over
私たちの
again.
居場所が見つかるの
When
って
the
聞か
Shepnaya
れ
asked
た
me
時
when we'd finally
こ
find
れ
a
か
place
ら
of
私た
belonging,
ちが作るのよ
I
と
promised
答
her
えま
that
した。
in the future I will build a very place with my own two hands. This time the silence lasts even longer. Not a silence of rejection, but a silence woven from surprise, wistfulness, and the emotion of a profoundly moved heart.
迷惑ですか？
Does my request put you in a tight spot, Commander? No, I was just feeling kind of moved. Right now,
人間の重視する財産も地位も
the
私た
wealth
ち
and
にはど
value
うでも
that
いいこと
humans
で
seek
す。
are of no value to us.
私たちを仲
For
間だ
me,
と思う人と
beside those who
一
see
緒に
us
いられ
as
れば
cherished companions, that will be a place
そ
of
こが
belonging.
もう居場所なのですから。
Finally, the voice from the other end of the call speaks again. This time, carrying a hint of relief, I'm imbued with a familiar warmth. Would you like to come to the Elmo once Dushevnaya is in better condition? Helen's taut shoulders finally slump at that very instant, as thought an immense burden has finally been lifted.
そのお誘いを待っておりました。
I wanted to hear that for so long. Not that we have your whereabouts, but they can leave ASAP. Take out any intensive infiltration mission in order to find you and to find out why Manga Security attacked the Doll community.
残りは私も全力で協力します。
Rest assured that I will do everything in my power to help.
マグニセキュリティ
Of
に
course,
関す
if
る
you
情報
want
な
intel
ら
from Manga Security
お
right
任
now,
せください。
I can help you with that too.
頼んだ。今は時間がない。ルシェーブヌイの救出を
Thank you. We are short on time, so let's prioritize rescuing this Dushevnaya. I'll let you know if I need anything else later.
はい。
Okay then,
お気をつけて。
please take care, Commander.
エルモ号での再会を
I'll be looking
楽し
forward
みにしております。
to the day we reunite aboard the Elmo. Once the call ends, Helen brings a hand to her chest, as though she was fighting to hold back the currents of emotions flooding her neural cloud. She finally calms down after a long while, offering a smile to Nikita and Matilde.
おかげでヌイちゃんの状況が分かりました。
Thanks to both of you risking your lives to help,
まだヌ
I
イち
know
ゃんの
now
過去の
everything
バッ
about
クアッ
the
プを
Shivnaya
手に入れら
situation.
れてないので、
But I haven't been
こ
able
こ
to
から出る
retrieve
に
her
は
old
もう
back
少し時
up
間が
yet.
かかりそうです。
We might still need some prep time before we can leave Manga Security. Lowering her hand, Helen gently smooths out the Shivnaya's tangled hair.
それまでにヌイちゃんの
I will look
世
at the
界を見張っておき
Dushevnaya's
ます
frame in the meantime.
マグニがあなたたちのコミュニティを襲った理由も今のうちに調べた方がいいでしょう。
You can use this time to investigate the reason why Manga Security attacked your community.
はい。
Understood.
バレないように気をつけ
I'll
ま
try
す。
to hide myself the best I can.
あなたの組対は戦闘向きではないようですね。私の権限で組対交換を手配します。
Your current frame doesn't seem suited for combat. I'll pull some strings with the clearance I can use in order to arrange a frame replacement for you.
いいんですか？
That's possible?
お願いします。
Thanks, and sorry for the trouble.
いえいえ。マグニの保有
No
す
need
る
to
組
thank
対な
me.
ので、
They are all Manga Security assets, so I hope that you don't mind using them.
交換後、
After you replace your frame replacement, I'll tamper with your ID so that you can slip right into the deployment lineup.
マグニは近頃
They have been trying to
戦力増
enhance
強の
Manga
ために
Security's combat
人形を
strength
大量
lately,
に導入したばか
so a
り
new
です。
batch of dolls just got put into active use.
いつでも私に
I'll
言って
keep
く
in
ださい。
contact, so reach out to me whenever you need help.
ですが、
But
しばらくは
remember,
データセンターに
hold
侵
off
入し
on
ない方が
hacking
いい
into
で
Manga
しょう。
Security database for the time being.
情報
The
戦
enemy
は
we have
敵の方が
encountered
一枚上
possesses
手です。
considerable skill in intel processing.
くれぐれも気をつけてく
We
だ
must
さい。
be careful not to run into them again.
戦闘終了。
That's Cocoon.
脅威はすべて排除しました。これで先に進めます。
What? Data information changes. Return to Ops room. We are 1 hour into the stream. We have only done 2. 2 stages. Still 8, 1.3. Let's try to aim to HS13 or 1.19 because I still need to go and finish my S stages from the next event. So that's the maximum that I will do today. After finalizing the infiltration plan for Nikita and Matilde, DB12 composed herself and returned to Lentin's office. The office is tidy and cold as always, just like its owner.
KSVK にあったのか。
So, KSVK? Lentin asks in an even tone, continuing to flip through her documents without bothering to look up.
もっと早ければ。すでにメンタ
I
ルが
was
リ
too
セッ
late.
トされていま
Her
した。
neural cloud has been wiped.
私の方で阻止しようとしたが、相手の方が権限が上だった。
I tried to block the procedure, but our opponent's authority was higher than mine. Not your fault.
つまり、
You mean
あのコクーンという第三
the
世代
Sicilian
人
doll
間
named Cocoon took it upon herself to edit and expedite the wipe procedure?
用意された事実を信じ
Doesn't matter what the truth
た
is.
めだ。
Best for us to assume that the answer is yes.
ええ、
I
私た
understand.
ちもその事実の一
But
部
we
を
do,
作
both
ったわ
have
けです
experienced editing some of Mangi Security's data.
コクーンと比べれ
So,
ば
I guess our tiny edits will never lead to any huge changes. The same cannot be said for Cocoon. Lentin puts down her documents, leans back on her chair and crosses her hands.
KSVK のバックアップは
Dushev Naya's backup is in my
心
hat.
配するな。
You don't have to worry too much.
もちろん私に最後まで協力するのが私と
As long as you keep cooperating with me, I'll give you KSBK's Nether Cloud once you get me what I want.
今回も助けられなかった
I failed to save her yet again. A rare look of dejection crosses DB12's face. Lentin casts her a glance before standing up with her arms crossed.
KSVK の検査報告を読んだ。かつてリセットを中断された後
I've looked at KSVK's latest status report. Ever since the older Y procedure got forcefully cut short, her Nether Cloud has remained in disarray.
効果不効果
Destruction precedes creation, and with her mind now thoroughly wiped, she may now actually be able to return to normal.
結果のためなら家庭はどうでもいいというのですか
Is the result the only thing that matters? Does the process not matter?
感情は計画を乱す不安定要素でしかない
Needless sentiment will only introduce unexpected variables to make this of the plan.
あなたの善意は随分限定的なのですね
Your kindness seems to be reserved for when it's absolutely necessary.
感情で判断を鈍らせるの
Excessive emotions only serve to cloud or judgment. DB12.
あの虚空の
The Syrian
権限を
doll
異
named
常なまで
Cocoon has an abnormally high clearance
私の
level.
見立てではトラスは全ての権限を奴に解放している
I suspect that Lasso has given her nearly all the possible permission they can give.
KSVK ちゃん関連の任務
It's highly unlikely that she personally issued the missions pertaining to KSVK.
奴はお前に
She is interested in you.
ご冗談を
That doesn't make
何
any
年も前に
sense.
廃棄された人
Why
間を
will
気に
anyone
か
be
けるもの
interested
な
in
の
a doll
です
that went missing years ago? I still don't get what her goal is.
奴の目的はどうでもいい私たちが改ざんした痕跡に気づ
That goal doesn't matter. Think of a way to dispose her or hack into her little space. Just make sure that she can find the records that I edited back then.
手際よくやれ
Keep it clean. I don't want to attract any unnecessary trouble.
もちろんです何はともあれ
Of course. In any case, I want to thank you for taking out the risk of keeping KSVK's backup.
なら早く済ませるんだよ
Then you better help me clean up this mess on my... Then you better help me clean up this mess on my hands ASAP.
ご心配なく
Please don't worry.
通りです
Everything is going as planned.
ロニーさんの件はその
Lonnie getting investigated was my first step. The enemy's permission comes from the conglomerate, so this conveniently serves as an evidence of their collusion.
あからさまな情報を流しても怪しま
Overtly
れ
obvious intel will only make the enemy suspicious.
それらしいことを匂
Vague
わせて
clues like this work better on those self-proclaimed geniuses. Let them puzzle over the clues all they want.
確かにな
Sounds good.
今度こそ
This time,
私を駒扱いしてきた連中に一泡吹かせてやる
I must give everyone who tried to use me as a pawn the shock of their lives.
それとカラミティ隊を任務
By the way, make sure that all mention of Omen gets completely scrubbed from the mission.
ロレンの裏切り者になってやるほど愚かじゃないからな私はだがあいつの方は
I'm not stupid enough to saddle myself with the charge of betraying the UNC yet. But that guy, tough. It won't be long enough before that accusation gets pinned squarely into his head.
指揮官のこと信用しているようですね
You seem to place a great deal of trust in the commander.
信用
Trust?
いや
No.
失望だ
It's disappointment.
理想のために
Only a fool will throw away everything within arm's reach for the sake of what they call ideals. If I possessed everything he had back then, I would have done so much better than him. What he discarded was precisely the opportunity that I had always dreamed of. I'll never be able to agree with the choice he made.
選択
She'd make a different choice. DP12 looks at the woman before her, and this guy's ambition to climb upward burns into size. Absolute confidence in her own abilities, the conviction that she could change the world. DP12 could glimpse in a faint shadow of who the commander once was, every now and then. She understood long ago. Lentin's initial collaboration with her and KSVK was mere curiosity towards the legendary commander. She was hoping to pry some commander-related intel from the two dolls. Their partnership is fragile enough to shatter at a touch. The moment Lentin loses interest in the commander, or when the risk of collaboration outweigh the benefits, the relationship will come to an abrupt end. To Lentin, those have always been, perhaps, nothing more than tools unworthy of a second thought. She could be used as a disposable pawn by Lentin at any moment. But that call with the commander was like a ray of warm light, piercing through the long winter that had frozen over Helen's heart. The confusion and uncertainty of the past had dissolved in an instant. Helen's desire to break free from magic security has never been stronger than now. However, there is still some work that has to be done before she leaves. She must make full use of every permission she currently possesses if she wants to bring the commander better intel. Knock, knock, knock. Who is it this time? Someone knocks on Lentin's office door. The aide who always follows Lentin interrupts the conversation between her and DB12. Kenny! Adjutant Lentin, all preparations are complete.
Yes.
Good, let's move out. Time to clean up the mess those good for nothings left behind. Lentin steps out of the office, taking the lead of her squad to prepare for the trip to the mission site. She comes face to face with Lonnie in an empty corridor. The spreadsheet is all written all over his face, malice nearly smiling from his eyes. Lentin ignores the hostility leaking out of him. She stops with the perfect composure, then takes the initiative to raise a hand in a greeting, her attitude bordering on provocation. This girl! Well, I expect nothing less. With connections like yours, you're already out. Lentin, don't go thinking that no man can become mega security's first echelon. Know your place. Don't even dream of climbing over me. Your staff invited me to assist, you know. I'm happy to pull out anytime. If you want to swap assignments, I'll go along with whatever you gets arranged. You actually submitted a request for her help. Well, the enemy has been difficult to deal with, and the higher-ups have been arguing us hard. They said to spare no expense. The budget can be doubled, you know. Lentin, you expect me to believe you'd be that generous? I don't buy a single word of yours. I'm heading that anyway. In any case, the higher-ups have been hounding us about this stuff for a while now. If your intel network hasn't collapsed along with you yet, you should know that the mission is no longer being executed separately. The conglomerate's mission has been split in two. Part of it is to be handled by you, while the rest is my responsibility. It's an additional assignment that just arrived. Lonnie, don't you supposedly have connections everywhere? I'd actually like to ask something. What exactly is hiding behind those coordinates? Contrary to her usual unapproachable demeanor, Lentin takes the initiative to move closer to Lonnie. Her softened manners clearly putting Lonnie at ease. All sorts of rumors have been popping up non-stop ever since the explosion at El Bib. The outposts we're heading to, there won't be high levels of radiation, will there? Monkey security isn't dumb enough to take on that kind of dirty work yet. It's just another job if the money's right. Why overthinking it? You better know your place. Compared to those PMCs out there who take on everything, own anything and everything. The pay and treatment here is already more than fair. I can tell you this. The UNSC's dedicated investigation team has already officially arrived at El Bib. As for those companies that everyone knows about, which of them can honestly claim that their hands are totally clean? Monkey security will only keep getting more work for the time being. Drag things out a little, and who knows? They might raise the budget again. Huh. I actually like collaborating with you in certain ways. What did you mean by that? At the very least, working with you won't leave me in the red. Let's move out. The conglomerate paid double, didn't they? Surely sending a bit of the commission my way won't be a problem. The moment Mangi Security sets out for the mission, their movements are made known to the Elmo through Nikita's anonymous comms channel. A sense of unease gradually spreads through the doll community upon hearing that the enemy is attacking again. Once again, the Elmo joins the defense at the request of Suome and the doll community. Helen, who is currently still in Mangi Security, quickly notifies me as well. Mangi Security's forces have officially departed. This mission is time sensitive, so they should arrive quite soon. We'll prepare for the coming battle. I wouldn't recommend them engaging them directly, Commander. Based on the intel I gathered, what the Manji staff intended to do has no direct conflict with your interests. In fact, it'd be better if you don't get involved at all. From what I know, this assignment is considered a dirty job. They've been investigating and clearing a number of specific coordinates. You're already a wanted man, so it would be better not to drag yourself into further trouble. I'm afraid that a direct engagement is unavoidable. The location they are heading to is exactly where Batilde and the others have their base. Is that so? Then I probably can't really make that area disappear without notice. Will the execution be difficult? Don't worry, I'll use my permission to plan out the best course of action for you. With Mangi Security's main forces deployed to the other perimeter, taking action is no easier for me and Nikita. Hey! You look good with that. What the hell is that chest plate? Dorkshevnaya and I are under Helen's arrangements for now, so we don't have to worry about Mangi Security discovering us for the time being. That's wonderful. Everyone has finally made up inside. Now all that's left is to make out of Mangi Security and come back safely. Indeed, but we still need to find Dorkshevnaya's backup inside Mangi Security since it contains important intel. Once we have it, we'll know whether the community will be safe for... Once we have it, we'll know whether the community will be safe moving forward. Don't worry, Batilde. Now that we have the commander's help, the community's worries have eased considerably. Never ask a human-phobic doll TDoll what her boyfriend is. If you guys have it's you guys that we're worried about. You're representing inside the enemy base after all. Please be careful. If you can't win the fight, find an opportunity to run. Don't push yourselves. There's no need to worry. I already diverted some surplus assets from Mangi Security to install a fire control core for Batilde. Ooh. Now that I have a fire control core, I'll be able to contribute more in future battles. It's important that I come back to help you guys right away. Please stay safe. Let's just abandon our temporary base if the need arises. Your care and concern for us is abundant, Batilde. Alright, I promise you, we'll make the decision based on what happened on the incoming battle. If the enemy doesn't target the community locations, we'll just put a bit of resistance before falling back. I have a lot of details regarding the approaching Mangi Security forces to the Elmo. Thank you for your hard work. Good luck, everyone. Commander, we spotted the enemy. Prepare to engage. And what are we engaging tonight? A flyer. That's the only important thing. Thingy. Oh, there is one guy down there.
ご命令を。
Really, man, I can only go. Well, I can do. No.
行動開始。時間に注意。あなたの罪を数えなさい。了解です。良いのか？
So, the dinner gate's only activated when it's an attack. I didn't notice it until now. Huh? 10 units. There's no one on the rooftops. Nope. So sleepy. Well, let's keep that close.
脅威を排除する。了解です。
Ah. Okay. And Helen is. Oh, so they're going to spawn 2 more dolls. Oh no, there's one here, one there, one there. So we have 3, 4. There we go.
お静かに。了解です。制圧します。
Nice. Damn it! The rover! Priority is protecting the rover! Requesting backup! I repeat, requesting emergency backup! Just retreat, you can't win. The enemy isn't as strong as you make them out to be. We won't be willing to clean up every mess, even if we can't take care of every single one of them. You're telling me that a handful of enemies who run off when you actually try to fight them haven't kept you from taking this area? I don't see why you're having so much trouble. They're just a little hard to catch. Someone on faction has attacked us. They are those two. They are too strong. We won't be able to protect the rover if this keeps up. Please, I'll give you half the mission pay. No, 80%. Just help me.
わかった。
Damn it. Fine, we are on our way. Let me check if I have some. Yeah, energy bar. Mine. I don't know how, but chocolate keeps me alive. With just enough brain cells to keep reading until what I said, the 9 of the fighting stages or the 3 of the reading ones. The one, let's try to do the most that I can. Just as Valentin was half-heartedly preparing to order her team to change course, an encrypted call comes through.
DP12 かどうした
DP12, what's going on?
ロレンの者が先ほどマグニセキュリティを訪問しました
The UNC representatives have just made an official visit to Monkey Security.
面白い
Interesting.
財団から可及的速
The conglomerate reacted by issuing an urgent directive demanding that you complete your mission ASAP. They are fast-tracking the approval process.
了
Received.
解 からの直命だ
Carmen Ignacio has issued an additional direct order. Hold all directives and head to the designated coordinates immediately.
上もようやくしびれを切らした
The higher-ups have finally taken action, but the dynamic has already shifted.
座標の場所に
Help me check exactly what those coordinates have in store for me.
データセンターと照合しましたが何も
Okay. I searched Monkey Security's internal database but found no relevant data.
だろうなどうせろくな場所じゃない
I can tell that it is going to be a pile of trouble even without any data.
国運から情報を引き出
Hurry up, make a move on that $3 and see if you can pull out any intel from her.
私のことをそんなに信頼してくださるのですね
You're putting so much trust in me.
お前は一番よく
Well, I'm holding off bargaining chips to make you do your best, no?
なるほど
Indeed. I'll send you any new intel I get ASAP.
目標変更だ総員撤退
All units, retreat and relocate. What's going on? Why aren't you guys here to support us yet?
カルメンから直々にせかされた
I just got direct orders from Carmen. It's a new mission. Retreat if you can win. Don't do anything good. Stupid. Retreat now! Buddy. Sent to your death. Poor guy. At Monkey Security, while Valentin is out of the field, Helen fulfills her promise and makes use of all available clearances to get all possible intel related to the top brass and Lviv. The recently arrived UNC investigators have stationed themselves among security to conduct their investigation. Among their ranks, a doll named Heli catches Helen's attention. According to a summary of the UNC's request, they asked Monkey Security to grant them full access to all databases.
ヘリどこにもこの名前の記録
What makes it strange is that the name Heli was a complete blank in all systems. Despite being entrusted with such an important task, she was a god in all but her name.
これは思った以上に厄介
That's Dandelion's daughter, right?
下手したら最高レベルの閲覧権限を解放されている
Perhaps she's something much more complex and troublesome than I could ever imagine. She might even possess an unfathomable high intel clearance level. If my security's database get fully open to her, then all records will be laid bare.
今後は足がつかないようより一層気をつけないと
Looks like I have to exercise more caution. Access logs, traces of erasure. I can leave behind anything that could serve as a clue.
でも逆に言えば情報操作で誘導するいい機会
Still, this is also a perfect opportunity for me to guide the flow of intel.
カルメンさん面識はまだないけどロレンの圧力に耐えられるかしら
I wonder how long this Miss Carmen, who I've never met before, can hold out under the UNC's pressure. In Atlas Incorporated, Verified makes a call to Carmen.
なぜ国運の情報開示請求を
Why did you reject Cocoon's intel processing request? Well, Monkey Security does work for the conglomerate. There's no reason for us to open our databases to you.
ロレンの令状が出ている
From what I know, the UNC had already submitted their investigation request.
第三世代人形の協力なくして
ロレンをごまかすよう情報を整理することはできないでしょ。
Who is going to guarantee that the UNC would uncover something critical if there is no GFL processing data for you?
ご心配には及びません。
Please relax. We have already processed one round of intel.
ロレンの調査
As for the UNC investigation team station at Mangi Security, which includes a specialist doll named Heli, we have especially arranged staff to host them.
ヘリー、その名前は確かなの？
Heli? You are certain that the specialist name is Heli?
ええ、そ
Correct.
れが何か。
Is there a problem, ma'am?
実のところ、相手は国運様よりも相当低い権限しか要請しておりません。
Damn it. To be frank, she only requested read access to a small portion of our intel, which is far less than what Miss Cocoon requested. If that's really the Heli that I know of,
その能力は
she's
あな
the
た
most
たちの
important
想像をはるかに
part
超
of
え
the
るわ。
conglomerate's plan.
財団の計画
Her
で最も
capabilities
重
far
要な
exceed
存在な
anything you
の
can
だ。
imagine.
舐めてかかると。
Underestimating her presence will only put us at a disadvantage.
ご安心ください。彼女へ渡す情報は厳選に厳選を重ねます。
Rest assured that we will handle Maggie securities today in proper manners. Rest assured that we will handle Maggie's securities internal intel in a proper manner. Everything provided to her will be processed beforehand. There will be no risk.
御社と弊社の利害
Plus incorporated and Maggie security share common
情報を
interests.
漏らす理由など
We have no reason to leak intel to the UNC investigations on purpose.
ならすぐに国運に
For
電話を
interests
渡し
are
なさい。
common, then grant Cocoon access ASAP.
それはご遠慮
I'm afraid that's not possible, ma'am.
御社の
The work that Lasso commissioned, we have
ご
completed
要
it.
望通り達成しま
The
す。
sensitive intel, we have processed it too.
権限の解放は
Maggie security might start to conglomerate, but our boundaries need to be made clear. The call ends on a sore note. Perfield hangs up, paces through the office restlessly for a bit. Calm down, Cocoon. Calm down, Cocoon. Huh? Wait, what? Passes through the office restlessly for a bit and then calls Cocoon. I'm starting to hallucinate. Give me a minute. I need to wash my face. Okay, I'm a little bit more awake than before. So let's continue this thing before I fall down completely. Let me... I don't know. Something to keep me awakened? What do I have here to keep me awake? Those squeeze balls. I have used the squeeze ball for like 6 years. Okay. Collins, astronaut. Manga refused to give us access. Now what? The URSC's investigation is well underway. And this time they have sent Heli. Oh? Heli got deployed this quick? Sounds like something truly serious had happened in Lviv. Since you know it's serious, hurry up and deal with Manga Security's problematic intel. There's no time to waste. You know what it could mean for us if Heli discovers issues with the corporations under my name, right? Of course. Worry not, ma'am. Heli's involvement is well within Mr. Zimmerman's prediction. Cocoon flashes an elegant, confident smile. I'll take care of Manga Security's database. I'll make sure to prevent Heli from obtaining an intel that can put Lasso in an unfavorable position. Good. Then I'll leave the rest to you. Old hag. In the conference room for Manga Security's executives, through the comms, Heli delivers the URSC's investigation demands in a flat, mechanical tone devoid of all emotion. Dante's daughter. After looking through Telasso's Incorporated past commissions records, we found that Manga Security took on much of the corresponding tasks. Given that Telasso Incorporated is currently under suspicion for possible involvement in the Lviv explosion, we ask you to fully cooperate with the URSC's investigation. Cooperate? Of course we'll cooperate. We spare no effort to comply with the URSC's request. Whatever intel you need, I will provide. Carmen's lips curve until a perfect corporate smile that stops dead at her eyes. I need access to all of Manga Security's mission archives for the past decade. Well, that will be troublesome. Carmen lets out a deliberately beleaguered sigh. It's not that I am willing to help, it's that our past missions archives are internally classified as top secret. Manga Security has mainly operated within the Green Zone and White Zone these past few years. Lasso is merely one of our many clients. I'll be happy to cooperate with your investigation, but there is absolutely no justification for exposing our entire company's commercial secrets over a single business partner. I can limit the scope of the investigation to all matters pertaining to Lasso Incorporated and its affiliates. And how broadly is pertaining to defined? All of it. As long as any form of connection exists, I will need to see it. Sorry, but that is far too broad. Manga Security has strict NDAs with every big conglomerate. But your requesting will make us breach your contracts with other partners. It's not that we're refusing to cooperate. It's just that what you're requesting to investigate already make us breach our NDAs. You know that major conglomerate maintains close cooperative relationships with every city and state, ma'am. If a one-sided investigation into Manga Security were to widen in scope, it will affect conglomerates' stock prices and cause public panic. If it triggers a cascade of economic and civil crises, the result will make things seriously difficult for both you and us. We are fully willing to cooperate with investigation. However, for matters that involve our partners' confidential info, We will need to consult those partners.
それまでは弊社としては全て
I'm
の
afraid that I
情報を
cannot make all the
開示する
information
わけで
available
は
to
あり
you
ません
until we receive disclosure authorizations from all our partners.
お互い
We need to follow proper procedures. This goes both ways.
役人様なのです
I'm
から
sure you understand,
私
ma'am.
に言われるまで
You're a
もないでしょ
government
う
appointed specialist.
ではマグニセキュリティとトラ捜査の資料のみを渡しください
In that case, I can begin with investigations limited strictly to the partnership between Mangi Security and Plus Incorporated.
その他関連企業に
As for the inquiries involving other
今か
partners,
ら許可を取りに
I will submit authorization requests for them immediately. Uh-huh.
ロレンとしては
The beef matter requires prompt results. Please cooperate with my investigation.
えもちろんですわ
Of course, we will do our best to cooperate.
すぐに一部権限を解
We'll
除
arrange for the clearance you need at
またい
once.
つでも調査
Mangi Security welcomes your supervision at all times.
ただもし
However, if a
企業
guest
秘密
comes
を
looking to
盗む
steal or
動き
trade
があろうもの
secrets,
なら
we still have the right to refuse them. The name Heli soon appears on Mangi Security's visitor list within the database with read permissions. Cocoon, who had been keeping a close eye on the Intel database, spotted the new visitor the moment she was granted access.
匿名捜査員
Special Investigator Heli. My apologies, but your investigation ends here.
通りすがりの人形よ
No, don't touch the daughter. Alright,
座ってください
this is the spot. Helen places Dushevnaya, whose neural cloud has been temporarily shut down, onto a makeshift workbench. She then guides Basilda, who had just undergone emergency frame repairs, to sit down in the small room. After all that, Helen lets out a quiet sigh of relief. This is a room that only Helen has access to. It can be considered her one and only safe house within Mangi Security, where she can let her guard down, if only a little. Until the Shemnaya's neural cloud starts up again and until Batilda's investigation is complete, she intends to let both of them rest here.
ありがとうございます
Thank you.
成コアも素体も
The fire control and the
高かったでしょう
frame
ね
are probably quite expensive.
また迷惑をかけ
Sorry
ま
for
し
the
たね
trouble again. Basilda's tone is somewhat stiff as Tochi is not used to accepting help so directly.
でもこんなことして大丈夫なん
Still,
ですか
are you sure it won't get discovered?
私としては
To be honest, repairing my frame with the scraps that Mangi Security discarded would have sufficed.
この程度の資材
A basic combat loadout isn't deemed anything valuable within Mangi Security at all. Don't worry.
それにしてももったいないあれだけの素材
What a
が
waste.
人
The
形
discarded
コミュニティ
materials in that
がかなり
warehouse
湧いてます
alone
もん
could
ね
sustain our community for a long time. Matilda mutters under her breath, words flavored with palpable
資
lament.
源に乏しいイエローエリアで
Our friend repairs materials are difficult to find in the Yellow Zone.
確保するのが当たり前
I've used scavenging everything I need from ruins.
大変だったんですねよりどころのない人形がイエローエリアで生き
That
る
must have been hard. Life in the Yellow Zone as a homeless London must not be easy.
最初は
I
す
once
ぐに
thought
また
that when
姉
I'm
ちゃ
done
んが
dealing
会
with
え
all
ると
my
思ってい
troubles,
ましたが
I'd be able to find the
想像
Shemnaya
以
right
上に
away.
時間がかかって
I
し
never
まいました
expected the separation to last so long.
けれどその間に
Still, I was quite fortunate that she found new companions and reunited with the commander while I wasn't with her.
あなたまでそんなに指揮官の
I didn't expect that you'd trust the commander so much.
スオミさんもリッタラ
Some leaders are the same as you.
私には理解できない
It's
くらい
surprising to me just
指揮官
how
を信頼しています
much you guys trust the commander.
賞金ハンターに
Even
騙され
though we've all
て
been
ひどい目
betrayed
に
by
遭った
bounty
と思う
hunters before.
一緒くたに考えない方がいいかもしれません
One size fits all is not a good approach, you know. I let her that chuckle escapes her lips.
あの人は
He is
特別です
special.
知っています
I know.
実は
It's just
人
that
間と交易するこ
we
とも
once thought
考
about
えてい
relying
ま
on
したが
trading with humans for some of
そ
our
れまでの経
materials.
験で
Yet our past
みんな
experiences
人間を
taught us
信用
that
しきれないんで
humans
す
can never be fully trusted.
でも今回スオミさんとリッタ
So
ラ
my
さん
leader
は
keeps suggesting that we ask the commander for help when the current crisis hit us.
結局のところ
To be honest,
私も助けられた
I don't really
わけ
have
で
the right to
すが
stop them. Because in the end, I accepted the commander's help myself. You and Dushevnaya are really quite alike in your fears of getting hurt. You don't have to blame yourself. What? I don't have a habit of blaming myself. Afraid of losing your value and being thrown away. Afraid of not being acknowledged. That's why you're always trying to do something to prove your worth. Oof. Helen's gaze softens as though she's looking at someone else, Robatilda. Dushevnaya kept these feelings carefully bottled away for a long time. The Dushevnaya you're describing is completely different from the Dushevnaya we met. I'm glad. She managed to set off on a completely new journey without me by her side. Is that really okay with you? If you can recover Dushevnaya's original backup, it's possible that she'll never remember anything about you. Then, we'll simply just have to make new memories. Rather than stay trapped in a past that can be changed, we should face the future with confident, open arms. I have always believed that for both human and dolls, the nature engraved within the core of an individual never changes, even if the memories are tampered with or forgotten. So, no matter what Dushevnaya becomes, she will always be my stalwart companion. And of course, the same goes for the commander. I wonder what does the commander plan to do now after all these years? Helen smooths the hair draped over her shoulder, allowing a faint smile to show on her face. We'll need to pick up the pace a little if we want to reunite with the people we long to see. Still, the safest course of action for now is to wait. We'll wait for most of Mangi's security to go off duty, then make our move. Understood. I'll wait for the opportune moment. I won't act rashly and cause trouble for you. Tampering with Intel does still carry the risk of being discovered. We must prioritize caution in our actions. Don't worry, I'm not directly tampering with any data. I'm simply giving the Intel a bit of adjustment? To an operator skilled in dissecting Intel, hasty additions or deletions are extremely easy to detect. The ideal approach is to make adjustments and substitutions without anyone noticing. For example, when I needed to ensure KSBK's safety, I didn't erase all intel related to her outright. Instead, I swapped her identification code with mine. That kind of OP requires an insider to provide cover to. Once the intel is tampered with, it will inevitably leave some sort of trace behind. Lentine's team has far more human employees than dolls. That's why I didn't ask you to infiltrate her squad. Perhaps some past experiences have made her deeply wary of us. Most humans don't even treat dolls with respect. The fact that she'd go out of her way to be on guard against dolls is pretty unusual. By the way, how is Dorkshevnaya doing right now? There is no need to worry for now. Her backup is in Lentine's possession. I'll find a way to get it back. Once I do, it will be time for us to leave. Dorkshevnaya's most recent backup is in the commander's vehicle. If things get too dangerous, we can just think of a way to retreat. Our number one objective is coming here was to help Dorkshevnaya find you and to confirm whether she, as KSBK, is indeed being continuously tracked. As long as the latter is not the case, we can prioritize retreating if we run into danger. Returning to a safe location within the TDoll community. The faction tracking Dorkshevnaya? No, the enemy tracking me is highly likely to a doll named Cocoon. Dorkshevnaya's near cloud wipe was her doing as well. I still don't understand why she's so interested in me. I'm certain we never crossed paths before all this. One sec.
ドゥシェブヌイさんはよく知っている声だと言っていました。
Ah, okay. Dushevnaya once said she felt a sense of familiarity from that doll.
ええ、私はまだ直接お会いしたことはありませんが、
I hadn't met
コクー
this
ンには秘密があると
Sergeant
思い
doll
ます。
in person yet, but I'm sure she has her own secrets to hide.
財団の情報処理人間
As
と
an
はいえ、
interprocessing doll agent for
彼
the
女の持つ
conglomerate,
権限の
the
大きさ
clearance she
には
possesses is so extensive that it makes me kind of
私も嫉妬しちゃいそうです。
envious.
それだけの存在が
With that kind of clearance, why should she bother paying attention to smile fries like Niket and me?
私にもわかりません。
I'm curious about that too.
た
Her
だ
methods
情
for
報戦の
responding
仕
to
掛け
intel
方
attacks are
は
also rather
私と
similar to
通
mine.
ずるものがあります。もしかしたらモデルが近い人間
Maybe
な
we
の
are
かもしれ
similar
ませ
doll
んが、
models?
ちょうどこの機会に確かめてみましょう。
Well then, this is a good opportunity to look into it.
彼女の手に渡った
I've
情
come
報
through
は
every
全
piece of
て
intel
精
she's
査
ever
し、
handled,
彼女の
every
目
access
的を
path
洗い
she's
出
ever
しています。
taken. I'll search for her real objective through whatever traces I can find.
ずっと私を探してきたのに、
Let's take
い
a,
ざ見つけた
a
ら
closer
レンタ
look
ル
at
をリ
this
セッ
Miss
トした
Cocoon,
コクーンさ
who
ん。
keep trying to find me.
どんな
And
秘密
then,
を
once
抱
she
えてい
did,
るのか
just
し
to
ら。
wipe my Dira cloud. Ah! Is this CW? Maybe. 2 turns.
良いのか？
Well, not much to do. Right.
未来は
Boom.
定まった。任務了解。脅威を排除する。任務了解。
4 out of 8. Now 5.
リミッター解除。
And here comes the last one.
総員注意。
Yay!
私がやる。
Alba, Ike.
脅威を排除する。総員注意。 お任せください。
The last one. Entropic.
制圧します。
Having successfully hacked into my security database, Helen traces Cocoon's Intel operation paths. As she sorts through the information Cocoon had accessed, a flood of Intel pours into her neural cloud. A mysterious secret laboratory in Deathless Incorporated, a researcher named Chilovig, Bank Security's additional missions, DP12 and the person at the epicenter of the Lviv explosion. The unknown shadow gradually emerges from the fog. Facing the consolidation information, Helen smiles knowingly.
なるほど。面白い。
Ah, how interesting.
どうしました？
What did you find?
コクーンは私より前にトラ奏者のデータを大規模に改ざんしていました。
Cocoon has already tampered with class internal data on a massive scale before I even got to it.
私が改ざん前のデータ
Good
を知
thing
ら
I
なけ
already
れば
read and copied the data
おそらく
beforehand.
気づけませんで
If
した。
not, I will probably be not having detected. I would have probably not detected any of her edits.
そんなことをした目的は？
But why did she do that?
ロレンをごまかすためでしょう。
リビウの事件でトラ奏者に疑いの目が行
She
く
did
情
it
報を
to
全て削除
counter
し
the
ています
UNSC's investigators, I'm afraid. The explosion had will be implicated Lasso, and guess what Cocoon did? She systematically removed everything that could connect Lasso to it, and other related incidents.
ロレンが今のデー
If
タ
the
を信じれば
investigators really rely on the
誤っ
latest
た
version of
結
the
論に至るの
data,
は確
they'll
実です
definitely be led to the wrong conclusions.
なんて卑怯
Damn
な
it.
手を
They'd go this far just to dodge an investigation.
それだけじゃありません
But it doesn't
マグ
end
ニの
there.
任務で指定された
She's
座標
also
すらも
secretly
改ざん
tampered
さ
with
れ
the
ています
wipeout area coordinates in Magi Security's mission.
まさか私たちのコミュニティを襲ったのは
Huh?
それが原因です
So
か
the community must have been attacked because of that. Why did she change it then?
ロレンの調査から
At the
逃れる
moment, it seemed that the initial changes were still done to counter the UNSC's investigation,
マグニ
to
が問
avoid
題のあ
trouble
る
from
実
state
験室を
investigation.
当たらせたのでしょう
Lasso made an urgent request to Magi Security to destroy all evidence by wiping out every potentially problematic lab in the Yellow Zone.
ところがこれらの追加依頼のデータも改ざんされていました
It was supposed to be an additional mission with clearly defined targets, but Cocoon's tampering had shifted their target coordinates far away from the original.
見てください
Look, here is the original zone that they were supposed to wipe.
そんなやっぱりコミュニティの拠点は範囲になかった
The original coordinates don't include most of our adult community position at all.
だとしたら
So
私たち
if
は完
that's
全
the
に
case,
ド
the
バッ
Manga
チリを受け
Security
たというわけですか
initial run with the community, really just a pure coincidence?
ええ
Only partially. On one
対象
hand,
の変更により
Cocoon's tampering helped
たとえ
divert
ロ
the
レンの依
UNSC's
頼の情報を
attention
手
in
に入れられ
concealing
たと
the
しても
Atlas's real labs.
そして
On the other hand,
任務にかこつけて彼女はイエローエリアからレッドエリアの
she got exactly what she
広い地
wanted
域にローラーを
by
かける
making
ことが
use
で
of
きたのです
Atlas's missions. And all our research is stretching all the way from there. She got exactly what she wanted by making use of Atlas's missions. On all our research, stretching out the. I really did read this, right? My mind is breaking, fucking breaking.
DP12
She will be relying on chance to find the trial DB12, though she will inevitably find it through her countless investigations.
しかし
But how is she so certain that there will be traces left by DB12 out there?
援護のない情報
I mentioned just now that
足がつきます
once intel is tampered with, it will inevitably leave some sort of trace behind.
例外はありません
That statement applies to me as well.
どれだけ完璧にやったつ
No
もり
matter
でも
how flawless the deception is, nothing is ever the same was
そ
altered.
して私が
If I can deduce and guess at
こ
Cocoon's thinking, then it's totally possible that she can do the same in reverse.
予想よりもはるかに
Looks like this
手強い相手ですね
mysterious doll is more capable than I had imagined.
願わくば
I love to
一度
face
戦
her
ってみ
head
たい
on
です
if the opportunity arises. Then, since Cocoon thinks that DB12 has already got wiped, I don't think she'll be doing any more large-scale searches in the Yellow Zone, right? Our area doesn't have what they are looking for, after all. Just some strange guards on farms, at most. Can you pass this piece of info to the local community? I'll just say, the enemy has achieved their objective. As long as we avoid the places that they are wiping, we can go home safely once things blow over.
ええもちろん
Sure.
ご情報を敵につ
Right now, we're still in the shadows, while the enemy's intel contains a critical flaw. We can definitely consider. We're still in the shadows, while the enemy intel contains a critical flaw. We can definitely deal her a fatal blow at the right moment.
どうするつもりですか？
What's your plan?
手を下すのは
Don't worry, Nader, the commander, not the
指揮官
community
の
have to strike.
人形コミュニ
It'll
テ
be
ィではあ
another
りませ
faction
ん。
that we can use.
すべての発端はロレンがリビューの調査に乗り出
Every
したこ
storm
とです。
today comes from the
指揮
UNC.
官が指名手配を受けたのもロレンが指揮官を利用して真相を究明するため。
Every storm today stems from the UNC's investigation into the LBB incident. A bounty was placed on the commander because the UNC wanted to use him to find the truth behind the incident.
そこでちょっと
I'm
した
not
手を
sure
使
what
って
exactly happened in
指揮官に向い
Lviv,
て
but I
る
have
矛
some
先を
ways to
そらす
redirect
こ
the
と
force
に
to
しま
present the
す。
commander towards a different target.
財団に向けさせるので
To
す
the
か？
conglomerate?
はい。
Correct.
財団は
The
証拠
rush
隠滅
to
のた
have
めに
Mangi Security
マグ
wipe
ニを
out their
実験室に
abandoned,
向かわせま
the
した。
abandoned Yellowstone labs is fundamentally about ensuring that the UNC can find anything that connects and implicates them.
通常の部隊には
That's
その
why they
任務に
arranged
当
for
た
an
らせ
additional team to divert
裏ではロ
investigators,
レンの目をそらす
investigators'
高速部隊を
attention.
用意してい
On
ます。
top of regular assignments given to Mangi Security's normal squads.
レンティーヌさんの感動力
Lenti instincts were right.
汚れ仕事は
Those
全て
dirty
絡み
jobs
隊
are
に
always
任
dumped
され
on
ました。
Moman.
できたところで報酬が出るわけでもなく、かといって失敗すれば切り捨てられる。
There won't be any reward for completing the job, but if they botch it, they'll become a scapegoat that the conglomerate discards.
人間同士のいさこざに興味はありませ
I
ん。
don't give a crap about the human power
私にとって
struggles.
大事なのは
But so long as the whole
コミュ
community
ニティの安全
stays safe through all that, that's all that matters.
だからそのレンティーヌとの関係は早く切ってください。
As for you, you should probably cut ties with that Lentine as soon as possible for your own safety.
彼女はおとなしく捨て駒になる
Lentine
よ
will
うな
never
性格ではありませ
accept
ん。
ending us as a discarded pawn with that
そも
personality
そ
of
も
hers.
私を呼び覚ま
Her
した
reason
の
for
も
waking me in the first place was to gain enough autonomy by building up leverage.
きっかけを与えれば
With just a little nudge, that woman will willingly expose every clue that implicates the conglomerate to the UNC's gaze.
彼女にはその
She
快楽を
will
任せた
become
い
the
と思い
perfect
ます。
guide to divert the UNC's attention. Helen smiles, but something icy emanates from beneath the warmth of her face. Matilda scratches her head, suppressing the tangle of feelings stirring inside her. Helen signals for Matilda to leave the room for a moment. When she does, Helen immediately connects to an encrypted call with Lentin.
頼んでおいた情報は
I have found the intel I asked for.
いい知らせと悪い知ら
Yes,
せ。
there's good
ど
news
ちら
and
か
bad
ら聞
news.
きますか？
Which would you like to hear first?
500はいい
Got the crap. Report mission status.
はい。
Yes, ma'am. The beetle's tongue returned to deference, though a faint, elusive hint of mockery lingers within it.
では悪い知らせからいき
The
ま
bad
す。
news is I used the
トラソー社
interfacing
が
port
マグ
that
ニにアク
Lasso
セス
used
した
to
時の
infiltrate
パ
Monkey
スを
Security
遡って
database,
ト
and
ラ
reverse
ソー社
hacked
の
my
デー
way
タ
into
センターに
theirs.
侵入できました。
Ooh.
その中でカラミティ隊の任務先に
Turns out the
指定さ
site
れ
that
た
the
財
Omen
は
squad got assigned to
脅威
wipe
度
out
最高に分類されてい
is
ます。
flagged at the highest level of danger in Lasso's database.
閲覧には最上位
Only
の
those with the
アクセス
highest
権が
level of
必要です
interclearance can see what it is. Why don't you just tell me why Daddy is a Paradius base at this point?
そうかもしれま
Perhaps
せんね。
it's just as you suspected.
そしてあなた
The
の
UNC's
推測
investigation
通り
into Lviv is progressing at a steady pace.
トラソー社があなたに
Lasso
早期
is
の
in so
任務
much of a
完了を
hurry to
迫
have you complete the assignment that they actually moved some key intel there.
ロレンを見せたい情報に誘導するためだ
Chances are the way they want the UNC's investigators to stumble upon some cherry-picked intel.
骨が折れますね。
It's a thankless, dirty job, no matter how you look at it.
いい知らせは
So, what are the good news?
任務に失
You'll
敗するま
only
では捨て駒じゃ
you'll
ない
only
し
be discarded if you
まだ
fail the
任務
mission,
は始まっていません。
but you can fail if you never begun, no?
パラデウスの情報と
Para the
財団
intel,
の
the conglomerate secrets,
果ては
yourselves
今
can
後の
write a
使命
plot and orchestrate what is about to unfold.
いいな
Not a bad idea.
それで あなたはどうするつも
Well
りで
then,
すか
how will you pull it off? Lentine pauses for a moment, seemingly considering her next move.
連中がその
They want to use me? I say let them.
だがこの
But the rules are always written by the side wielding more power. They better be prepared to be used by me in return.
カラミティは捨て駒に
All men will remain eternal heroes, never pawns to be discarded.
ではそのように進めましょう
Alright then, I shall do as you wish.
おやどこかの人形が私の後を追ってマグニのデータセンタ
I didn't expect for a doll to secretly break into my security database right on my heels.
ーなるほどね
How interesting.
ヘリ
Helen.
セキュリティは完璧
Her
だけど
defensive systems are quite comprehensive, but at the end of the day she's just not capable of reading intel. Feed her enough false info, and she'll be trapped in a cage of misinformation.
それよりも
Yet, compared to Heli, this mysterious doll who keeps interfering with my intel is far more intriguing. Could it be that what I hope for is actually happening? The new board is set. All that's left is for the pieces to take the stage. Wow.
なんてことない勝利だが
1-8.
理由にはちょうどいい
We are 2 hours in. Fuck. Okay, let's leave this here. I'll find something to keep me up awake for the next stream. So thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I have done what I could, but it's not enough. That's it though. I hope you come back next time. I have been Ignos Eterna. Wait, I did it. It is in reverse. Anyways, goodbye.